Hey YouTube, Rino Dabbit here, and today we're going to have an archetype discussion for the first time, and this is going to be on the War God archetype, which is an archetype of light monsters that are going to debut in Judgment of the Light, which is the set that comes after Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. They're based on Japanese mythology, and the archetype is centered around utilizing their various monsters to protect and support their main offensive monster, which is their Xyz monster, War God Emperor Susanoo, then using their War God vessels for further effects and Xyz summons if they feel. So for the first monster, we have War God Yamato, and he's a light, level 4 Beast Warrior effect with 1800 attack and 200 defense, and his effect is, once per turn, during your main phase, you can add one War God monster from your deck to your hand, and then send one War God from your hand to the graveyard. You can only control one face-up War God Yamato. So, obviously, this is going to be your Stratos of the deck. It's going to be your main searcher, and it's going to be your discard outlet for a lot of the effects of your War God Vessel monsters, which are going to get their effects off when they're banished and sent to the graveyard. As well as the fact that he's searchable himself by 10 key makes him a really awesome card to use in the archetype. Plus that 1800 attack powered up by even 100 makes him strong enough to deal with cards like Thunder King if you go first turn, so Thunder King isn't out to stop your 10 key play. The next card is War God Vessel Habakiri. He's a light level 4 Winged Beast effect, and his effect is, during damage calculation, when a War God Beast Warrior type monster you control battles, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, and the original attack of your battling monster is doubled during damage calculation only. So, not only does he have a pretty nice attack of 1600, but he's also able to be used as a Kalut or an Honest for that kind of type of deck, and that makes him pretty viable in the deck, actually. The next monster is War God Vessel Hitsuka, and he's a light level 4 beast effect with 1700 attack and 1200 defense, and his effect is, during either player's turn, when a face-up War God monster you control is targeted by a card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard and negate the effect. So in ways, this kind of turns your monster into a hazy flame, with that sense of they can't be targeted by any effects. And since this is a quick effect, it's also able to be chained to a lot of things. The next monster is War God Vessel Mirakumo. It's a level 4 beast effect, light, with 1600 attack and 900 defense. And his effect is, if you control a War God Beast Warrior type monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard to target one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy that target. You can only use the effect of War God Vessel Mirakumo once per turn. So, again, this is a really awesome card because it gives you the ability to just pop anything that would be in your way, be a back row or just a really strong monster, or even like a Spirit Reaper. And it's really good because you just open up more plays for your beatdown, which is basically the main focus of the deck, which is to beat down your opponent with all these effects. The next monster is War God Vessel Orochi. It's a level 4 light wing beast effect with 1700 attack and 500 defense. And its effect is, during your main phase 1, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to target one War God monster you control, and that target can attack your opponent directly this turn. So, this makes your monster basically into an Insector Hornet, because Insector Hornet's effect is that you can equip an Insector and he can equip himself to an Insector and send him to the graveyard so that Insector can attack directly. Except this is a lot safer because it's unaffected by cards like MST, so that your monster can really just attack directly. I'm debating though if this is really just a good card for the deck or just a good card to use in general, because it doesn't really go with the effects of them at all, but it has a really nice attack and effect. So the next monster, which is really good, is War God Vessel Taruta. It's a level 4 beast light effect, and its effect is, other face-up beast, beast warrior, and wing beast type monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle. So, obviously he's really good because he's got 2000 defense already, so you can set him, your opponent will probably take damage, and then, after that, it can be used to defend your Fire Kings, your Fire Fist, and then, as well as the new War Gods, but not only that, the Gladiator Beasts, which have been getting a lot of support with cards like Tenki, and now this. So, again, really great card. The next monster is their Xyz monster, and it's War God Emperor Susanoo. It's a light, rank 4, Beast Warrior Xyz, and its effect is that it will take 2 level 4 War God monsters, and it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each per turn. And then once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card to add one War God monster from your deck to the hand, or send one War God monster from your deck to the graveyard, and you can only control one face-up War God Susanoo. So, this is amazing, it's a 2400 Gear Dragon Dex and a Foolish Burial. Enough said, it's really just a wonderful card. The next card, which is their only spell card, is War God Advent. It's a normal spell card, and its effect is, if your opponent controls a monster and you control no monsters, target one War God monster in your graveyard and one of your banished War God monsters. Special summon both of those targets. They cannot be used as Exceed materials except for the Exceed summon of a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast type monster. So, this is where the aspect of top decking really comes into play with the deck, and this makes it really, really good. Because this is a card that they're going to be definitely running 3 of in any build. Because what it does is if you're in a pinch, and most likely you'll be banishing a lot of your War God vessels, and then your War God monsters anyway, be it any vessel that just hasn't been banished yet, or just Yamato himself, or even just the Xyz monster. This just lets you go into your plays quicker and then Xyz, or even just beat down your opponent, because it just lets you special summon them in any position. So, really wonderful card in my opinion. Next, to start off their trap cards, is Sword Manifesting War God, and it's a normal trap card, and its effect is that you can activate one of these effects. Target one War God monster in your graveyard, and add that target to your hand, or target one of your banished War God monsters, and return that target to the graveyard. So basically, this is their version of Fortune's Future, except it doesn't let them draw 2 cards, but it lets them recycle. Which means that you're able to reuse your monsters like that one turtle that gave them the ability to have Lance. I think it was like, here, let me get it. It was Hitsuka. And so that really lets them just recycle again, so that you might need to use the effect, just in case they might have Dimensional Prison or Mirror Force or anything like that. And then as well as it lets you get something like Yamato back to your hand, or Susanoo back to your extra deck. So, really wonderful card. The next trap card is War God End. And again, it's a normal trap card, and its effect is tribute one Beast Warrior type monster, War God monster, and then target one War God monster in your graveyard with a different name than the tributed monster, and special summon that target. So, this is basically their version of Circle of the Fire Kings, which has a similar effect, except when that card happens, the monster you control gets destroyed. But in the sense that this can't be negated by cards like Stardust Dragon, so that makes it a lot more viable in this deck. And basically what you can do is you can revive Susanoo and then attack all of their monsters, because that doesn't need Xyz material to be used, or even just get back Yamato and search some more of this effect and get more effects triggered. Now, since we're done with the actual cards of the archetype, we're going to be getting into stuff you can use to support it. So another new card coming out, which is also going to be, I think, a promo for Judgment of the Light, is Vivid Knight. And he's a light, level 4, Beast Warrior effect with 1700 attack and 800 defense. And his effect is, when exactly one face-up light Beast Warrior type monster you control is targeted for an attack or an opponent's card effect, you can banish that target, then special summon this card from your hand. The banished monster returns to the field during your next standby phase. So, not only is this card searchable of 10 key, which makes it 1800 attack, mind you, it's also amazing for Xyzing, and it turns all of your War God monsters into Wind-Up Rabbits or Evil Swarm Thunderbirds. So, this is a really amazing card. And they're probably going to be running at least like 2 of this, because it just protects all of them. It's another free lance, just like that Hitsuka, or whatever that card was that I mentioned. Of course, you can also use Honest, because they're all light monsters. And then also you can use Diamond Direwolf, because they're all Beast, Winged Beast, and Beast Warrior type monsters. And they're all really good at making rank 4s, which Diamond Direwolf just so happens to be. Another Xyz monster they can use is Starleech Paladynamo, which just came out in the Zexal Collection tin. And of course, you guys should know what his effect is, it's really damn broken. And then of course, like I've been saying the whole video, is Fire Formation Tenki, which searches for Yamato, or Vivid Knight, or even Bear. You could run the Fire Fist in this deck, and it would just let you pop their cards, get more attack, whatever you want, really. So, Tenki is a really wonderful card. And then the last card I have to cover for support is Horn of the Phantom Beast. And if you guys don't know what it does, it gives one Beast or Beast Warrior type monster 800 attack, and then if it destroys a monster, you get to draw a card. So I hope you guys enjoyed the cover of the first archetype discussion. Please tell me anything I can do to improve this, and I'll see you guys next time. Rino Dabbit, signing off.